Your 20s can be a perplexing time. You may no longer be in school, but you still have a lot to learn before you're a fully functioning adult. That is, you are now on your own. Here are the life skills that every 20-something should know to help you navigate this difficult decade. 1. How to simply be honest. When you're late for an appointment, it's easy to blame traffic or train delays. Instead, simply apologize. You are not required to provide specifics. "I planned poorly" is 100 times better than jeopardizing your reputation by trivially blaming traffic. 2. How to handle criticism. No one enjoys being told they are wrong or that they could be doing something more effectively. It is easy to resent the person who is criticizing you or completely ignore them. Nonetheless, to succeed in life, you must accept criticism and respond positively to it, and you must never think ill of people who point out your mistakes. 3. How to begin an intriguing conversation. Perhaps the most undervalued skill in conversation, says one expert. However, if you dare to strike up a conversation with the person next to you, you might end up with a new friend, a business connection, or some fresh perspectives on an old topic. Begin by asking open-ended questions. 4. How to ask for what you want. The ability to ask is the simplest and most underutilized skill for catapulting your career, says one expert. But if you don't summon the courage to ask for a raise, a promotion, or a bigger sales deal, you won't get it. If the thought of requesting what you want makes you nervous, practice it in situations other than work. For example, you could negotiate a lower price for your vegetables with a vendor at a farmer's market. The more uncomfortable situations you put yourself in, the more likely you'll decide they're not so bad after all. 5. How to keep your words. Maybe you promised to attend a friend's birthday party, or maybe you agreed to complete an extra assignment for your boss. Whatever the circumstances, you should keep your word. Break your promise, and people will lose trust and faith in you, which will be difficult to restore over time. In a meeting, challenge yourself to think before you speak. 6. Effective communication techniques. You can always improve the way you speak and write, regardless of your profession. Think about ways to push yourself and change the way you write an email or behave in a meeting. Here's an illustration. Refrain from expressing your idea or opinion right away during your next team meeting. Rather, count to 5. And, if you still feel you have something important to say, speak up. If you're shy, instead of remaining silent, challenge yourself to say what you're thinking. 7. Developing resilience. Setbacks, sadness, and frustration are unavoidable for the rest of your life. You should spend your early adulthood learning how to recover from mishaps. Most people are relatively free of the responsibilities that will increase in their 30 seconds and 40 seconds during their 20 seconds. This is an excellent time to try new things, fail, and try again. Learn how to persevere in the face of adversity. 8. How to show good table manners. Many interviews are conducted over meals. Chewing loudly or eating with your mouth open, licking fingers and utensils, and putting your elbows on the table all demonstrate a lack of manners and social skills. 9. Living within your means. Luxuries are a wonderful thing only if you can truly afford them. Young adults should consider all of their expenditures. Don't be a slave to funding an unsustainable lifestyle. Learn to live modestly and save money, and you will have earned the right to treat yourself in moderation. 10. How to handle rejection. Many people use their 20s to experiment with new experiences, jobs, and romantic partners. Some of those attempts will succeed, while others will fail. It's an excellent opportunity to learn how to handle rejection. Whether from a dream employer or a date, it's a difficult pill to swallow, but understand that rejection is completely normal. It's rarely personal, and it's certainly not the end of the world. Don't think about it too much. Keep your head up and keep trucking. Life is full of obstacles. The 20s are an excellent age to toughen up and begin teaching yourself how to be emotionally and mentally resilient enough to weather both the joys and the hardships that lie ahead. 11. Learning without a textbook. Even if you're not in school, you can still learn. Studying should not be limited to your school days. It could happen anywhere, at any time, and with anyone. Always keep your mind open. You should always be looking for new ways to broaden your horizons. Read books, practice foreign languages, or take music lessons, whatever piques your interest. 12. Accepting the possibility of change. According to psychologist Dan Gilbert's research, we have a difficult time imagining how much we will change in the future. It's nearly impossible to predict where you'll be in a few years. Expect to be surprised by the course of your life. 13. How to make a choice. Effective decision making. Knowing what to do based on the information available is the link that connects analysis and action. While being critical is risky, so is overanalyzing or waiting for more information before making a decision. If you're an overanalyzer, try an adapted version of Stanford engineering professor Bernard Roth's gun test. which he wrote about in his book The Achievement Habit. Assume someone is holding a gun to your head and giving you 15 seconds to decide. You will undoubtedly be able to choose something, which will relieve a great deal of stress. 14. How to market yourself. This ability is not limited to professional salespeople. Being able to sell yourself to others is a necessary skill in any field. You must sell yourself to clients and potential employers in the working world. When looking for a partner, you must sell yourself and your potential contribution to their life. Telling a story about yourself will help people remember you better. Also, make sure that your story generates discussion among your audience. 15. How to bargain. The importance of developing negotiation skills is emphasized by author and podcaster James Altucher. He specifically mentions the advice he received from former FBI hostage negotiator Chris Voss. These suggestions include getting people to say no when you want them to say yes. For example, if you're negotiating job terms and don't get your way, you can ask the hiring manager, "Do you want me to fail?" The obvious answer is no, and from there, you can begin pushing for what you require. 16. Listening without speaking. You will be able to communicate more effectively and develop better relationships in life if you train yourself to be a better and active listener. According to Dave Kirpin, CEO of Liable Local, listening is the most important and undervalued skill in business and life. Try a mindful conversation to improve your active listening skills. Two people pair up, and one speaks for a set amount of time while the other remains completely silent. The second person then considers what the first person said until the first person is satisfied. Finally, the two individuals switch roles. The goal of a mindful conversation is to have less superficial interactions and more interactions that leave you with the impression that you and your conversation partner truly understood each other. 17. Being patient. There's no denying that being ambitious and working hard to achieve your goals, whether they're in the C-suite or buying a house, is essential. But don't get discouraged if, at 25, you haven't gotten a promotion or saved enough for a down payment. Good things don't happen overnight. It takes time to nurture and cultivate them. They require a significant amount of effort, a great deal of thought, a great deal of trial and error, as well as learning from your mistakes.